Uh, Here's another. I'm going to refine a couple leaf shapes. As I am both looking at the photograph and seeing that it's quite a bit different than this drawing. It could be that I was just really bad at drawing when I made this up. But hopefully it was more intentional, and that shapes like this and this, I want everything to help, once again, to lead the eye towards here. So subtle readjustments are something I do all the time. Of composition elements. So this leaf I'm going to define with some phthalo green blue shade, how it's curving away from the sun. I'm going to grab a little bit of azo yellow, no, Hansa yellow light, because I want to green it up a bit, and just coax that over that way. And it took away a little bit more dark than I wanted, so a little bit more green. Phthalo green. I'm just trying to make a graded. And a little more phthalo green. Actually, I'm going to grab a tiny bit of phthalo blue in there as well, just to try to get really dark at this spot, just to help, hopefully help give it a rounded, more rounded look, more well-rounded. I also see something else I want to do. There's a little bit too much. This curve is not helping this shape. It's a little bit too not refined enough. That was just a little bit of thirsty brush there. And I feel like, once again, I'm losing a little too much dark. I'm not sure if I was just soaked some up and forgot about it, or just sort of started going away. So I'm going to try to bring in some really pretty concentrated phthalo green, and I don't think it's close to being too dry. I'm gonna let that be like that for now, and address the the underside of this leaf. So if it's the halfway point, the curvy halfway is going up this way from this point, which I will probably refine as well. In fact, I'll just do that. This what is a little too bit of a prominent white stripe. So I'm just going to tame that down a little bit. I'm going to and use the paint that's already here and do this thing where I agitate it a little bit. With some clear water. And then try to both, I'm painting a little bit into that what was too much of a white stripe, which is just the edge, the front edge of the leaf. While I'm here, I'm going to try to I'm going to deal with this in a couple passes as well. Oh, that was kind of interesting. I want some a little bit more yellowy green, but not too yellowy. Not like that. In fact, this leaf is starting to look a little bit too much like that one, and I want them subtly different, but I am going to try bringing in a little bit of a little mix of some Houndsula and phthalo green blue shade, and I keep trying this brush and it's really not the one to, but let me try it again. I got some more water in there. Starts getting darker. A little bit of phthalo blue I'm trying. Looks like it's mixed with a little phthalo green too. And I still am trying this brush, I can't seem to let go of this brush. I want that a little more concentrated phthalo blue. This spot right here might help sort of refine that. So that's a little bit like this one, and then I'm just sort of readjusting things, and then I will assess. That's okay for that. See, I think I was on trying to round out these guys a little bit more. So I'm just going to wet that shape and agitate it a little bit. To lighten it up. There's not a whole lot of color there to just shift over, but I'm going to try to bring in a really tiny amount of darker pink, quin pink. Squint. I'm going to have to adjust lighting. I hope it's not as annoying in the video as it is right now for me, but find out soon enough. A little bit of water on this shape. I could try sort of pulling some from adjacent. That wasn't really working. Once again, this I don't want this to pop out too much. I'm going to come back and get rid of, just clean out that the green there is making it a bit annoying. Maybe a touch of the purple and pink, just to accentuate that line, that edge. Thirsty brush. Yeah. Pink. Over here, I'm gonna just bring in some water and try to just do the same thing. I'm trying to erase or lift some out from, in this case, the right side. So it's a touch darker over there. Don't want to do that one because it's right next to it, although yeah, I'll sort of just try something over here. A little quin pink. I'll wait for that to dry before I do something else. Let's see. This one I'm going to try for this one to just do water first, and then let it dry for a little bit, and I'm going to get a smaller brush and create a bit more of a gradation in this way, where I'm wetting it first. I'm busting out this. I think this is my smallest brush, but I'm getting some, trying to get some enough Quin pink in here to come out but not shoot across the shape. Almost didn't do enough. Did less than I was. Ain't that just like watercolor? I do want that to be a little bit more of a gradual gradation, so I'm going to see if I can bring in some water and just help move that pink around a little bit. And once again, without letting it go too far to the side, to the right side of that shape. Squinting. Not sure. More pink. It's like more cowbell. Maybe a touch over here, he said, wondering out loud. Maybe. I'm going to try just bringing some water like that. It's a tricky stage. Usually can end up really overworking it and then working it some more to try to make it look like it's not overworked. But bringing in a little bit of water like that and sort of letting things spread out again can help. Let's let that one go. I'm avoiding getting some more clean water, so I'm not really doing this part here. But let's see. That was a little bit, that's a little bit better, but not quite what I'm after. This is an interesting one because in the photo it's quite light, but this petal, it's fighting, it's pulling away, it's matching this value a little too much. And if I made it more like the photograph, I would scrub away and make it a lighter value, but I don't want that because I want it to sort of be pushed back into the background. So I'm actually going to darken up the whole thing a touch with some of that cobalt teal and Quin pink mix. Especially right here where those two shapes meet. Let's see. And maybe a little more in the teal direction than the pink. Not sure if it needs more of that or less of that. That's always a fun. But perhaps I'll try a little squeeze. This might be too much, but oh well. I wanted to definitely have a very gradual transition. But even sort of making a shape like that and accentuating these values in a way that they're clearly different with this shape, as well as it's creating sort of an arrow almost. Once again, that's helping to bring the eye over here. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. I tried a tiny bit of watery pink right here. It was getting a little too uniform. That seems fun. I'm gonna just try to clean up the edges a little bit. I'm doing that sort of scrubbing a touch of the adjacent green. I think that's going to be nice, especially coming back in and darkening the shadow is going to give it, I think, a pretty cool transparent impression. I'm gonna stop there and try to make these lights not so weird for me. Perhaps get some clean water. Anyways, enjoy.